gangs. These are animals. These aren't people. They're psychopaths, sociopaths, the kind of people we have here.
Welcome to a journey into the heart of one of the world's most formidable prisons, CECOT, the Terrorism Confinement Center in El Salvador. Nestled in Central America, this small nation, roughly the size of Massachusetts at 21,041 square kilometers, about 8,124 square miles, has transformed from the murder capital of the world into a beacon of safety. This is the story of how one prison, built with unyielding resolve, changed everything. El Salvador, home to over 6.5 million people across its 20 departments, stretches 586 kilometers along its Pacific coast, dominated by volcanic peaks like the Santa Ana volcano at 2,381 meters. Its capital, San Salvador, was once a city drowning in violence, recording 508 murders in a single month at its peak. The culprits? Two ruthless gangs, Barrio 18 and MS-13, whose turf wars turned its narrow streets and coffee plantations into battlegrounds. But in 2023, a bold solution emerged: CECOT, the largest prison in Latin America, spanning 8 football fields and designed to house 40,000 of the world's most dangerous criminals. This transformation began under President Nayib Bukele, a leader of Palestinian descent whose ancestors migrated to El Salvador in the early 19th century. Ruling a nation scarred by a 12-year civil war from 1980 to 1992, Bukele declared a state of emergency in March 2022, leading to the arrest of 64,000 gang members. His approval rating soared from 50% in 2019 to 85% in 2024, a reflection of a people finally feeling secure in a land once defined by chaos, a peace that holds strong as of today. But what makes CECOT a fortress? Located 75 kilometers from San Salvador on 165 hectares of rugged volcanic terrain, its security is relentless. With 850 cameras, 600 soldiers, and 250 police officers, every move is monitored. High-tech devices scan inmates' internal organs for contraband, while facial recognition and fingerprint systems verify identities, even when criminals arrive without ID, offering false names. Escape is deemed impossible, with 15-meter-high concrete walls, barbed wire, and 19 watchtowers standing guard, powered by a dual electricity system and a cistern tank ensuring water for a week. Entering CECOT feels like stepping into a sci-fi movie. Visitors pass through multiple checkpoints, surrendering all metal objects and enduring scans akin to airport security. For inmates, the process is even stricter. Transported in buses from across El Salvador's diverse landscape, its coastal plains, mountainous interior, and the Lempa River Valley, they're stripped, dressed in identical white uniforms, and shackled with cuffs that bind hands and feet, risking paralysis if they move too quickly. Inside, the living conditions are austere and punishing. 80 inmates are crammed into cells designed for 100, each with just 80 metal bunks. Cold, hard platforms without mattresses, blankets, or pillows to deter riots or escapes. The air is thick with the scent of unwashed bodies, as washing is limited to 2 cement tubs filled with tepid water shared among the group. A single grimy toilet serves all, its overflow a constant reminder of the overcrowding. The lights burn 24/7, disorienting inmates and allowing constant surveillance by masked guards, who live on site to maintain control. Privacy is non-existent, with inmates sleeping shoulder to shoulder, their every move watched through iron bars. The first troublemaker faces solitary confinement, a dark cell with a cement slab, a sink, and no ventilation, designed to break the spirit of even the hardest criminals.
There won't even be one meal in prison. I swear to God they won't eat a grain of rice. Let's see how long their homeboys last us.
Food is sparse and utilitarian. 3 meals a day consist of plain rice and beans, served in meager portions on metal trays with no meat, chicken, or variety to soften the regimen. Guards oversee distribution, ensuring no contraband slips through, while inmates wash their plates in the same tubs used for bathing. Outdoor experience is a distant memory. There's no yard or open space. The only break from confinement is 30 minutes of bodyweight exercise within the cell block, a stark contrast to the lush greenery of El Salvador's countryside they'll never see again. Visitation is forbidden, severing ties with the outside world. Even family members once used by gangs to relay orders are barred, leaving inmates isolated for years, some over a decade. This lack of human connection amplifies the psychological toll, with some inmates, like an MS-13 member who joined at 11, breaking down in tears as they recount 30 murders and a lifetime of regret. The prison's armory is a show of force. Lethal 5.56 mm rifles and 12-gauge shotguns loaded with rubber bullets stand ready for riots or breakouts. Guards, living in dormitories with gyms and shaving areas, maintain peak physical and mental health to manage this high-stakes environment. Their faces are masked to protect their families from potential gang retaliation, a precaution born from the gang's history of targeting loved ones across El Salvador's 20 departments. CECOT's impact is undeniable. Since its opening, El Salvador has celebrated 365 days without a murder as of October 2024, a stark contrast to its violent past.
El Salvador has broken all the records. Here in the safest country in the entire Western Hemisphere.
The roots of this chaos trace back to the Cold War, when U.S.-backed policies during the 1980 to 1992 Civil War left thousands of orphaned children. Fleeing to Los Angeles, they formed MS-13 and Barrio 18 to survive American gang violence, only to be deported back to El Salvador, overwhelming its fragile post-war system across its volcanic landscapes and coastal plains. Tattoos became their downfall. Symbols like barbed wire indicating enslavement, clown faces for police killings, and teardrops for civilian murders guided mass arrests. High-ranking members, marked by facial ink, now live out their days behind bars, their gang wars paused in shared cells, a stark shift from their control over El Salvador's coffee plantations and urban slums. Yet humanity lingers. Prisoners receive their rice and beans meals, and limited exercise offers a brief respite. Some express remorse, like the young MS-13 member, while others, claiming innocence, plead for family contact after years of isolation. Medical care and video court hearings occur within the walls, with nurses and doctors navigating the tension, though inmates remain shackled and distant, even from healthcare providers. The warden insists human rights are upheld, with spiritual programs offering hope. But critics argue the conditions, lacking mattresses, visitation, and outdoor access, are degrading. With space for 28,000 more, CECOT's future looms large. For now, it stands as a symbol of a nation's rebirth, where safety trumps empathy for those who once terrorized its 586-kilometer coastline and mountainous interior. What do you think? Has CECOT restored peace or crossed a line? Share your thoughts, subscribe for more untold stories, and join us as we explore the world's most intriguing places. See you in the next video.